when you are in separation from your twin flame or just your romantic interest, your specific person as B, doesn't matter how long you have had no contact. Well, fortunately, the answer is no, it doesn't matter at all. Because time is an illusion. It does not exist. It just exists for our monkey minds, because our conscious mind or our brain would not be able to process everything at once. Also, we come down here to this earth to experience the journey and the growth. So experiencing time is a vital part of being on earth, but it does not exist. As Neville Goddard said, creation is finished, everything is done. So for your soul, there is no time, and it does not matter if you are out of contact or not. Let's talk about the thing with the timelines now for a second. Just to keep it simple, okay? Let's say we do have the biggest part of your soul, okay? This is your soul, at least in parts. And then we do have your soul making different experiences. Let's say there is a timeline A, and I'm just using different colors right now. So we do see different timelines, okay? You see timeline A, B, C, D, all the way to H. And your soul, the higher part of you, is experiencing all of that. But your conscious mind is only experiencing one, let's say D, but you can constantly shift between those. And I always explain it to my clients like a radio. There's different channels. We have channel A through H, and all of those broadcast at the same time. And with your radio, you tune into one of these channels. And that's what we do with our conscious mind. We consciously tune into one of those channels. When I say consciously, that's actually not what I meant to say. It's not that we do it consciously. For the most part, we do it subconsciously, but our consciousness is receiving one of those channels, one of those timelines. And which one is it? The one that matches your assumptions. What if people try to manifest opposing things? Like, I want to manifest a relationship, but that person does not want me. Well, this person already has been created, and they also have their own timelines. And let's say you would meet in timelines C through F. Then there is this timeline you met, you don't like each other. Then there may be a timeline you fell in love, but it's not reciprocated and you never get this love. Then there may be a timeline where this person loves you, but they never show you, and it takes forever until you get together. And then there's this timeline where you get together fast. And again, your subconscious mind or your inner programming, your assumptions, determine which one you get. If you're not in self-love, you cannot get here. If you still have fears of loss and abandonment, you cannot get here. That is why we have to change our programming. We have to change our assumptions. But what can happen is that this person may choose the timeline, I think it was D, where it's not reciprocated, right? And they meet someone else and they love someone else. And if you don't work on your self-concept, then that is the experience you make as well, and you will meet in this timeline. So they, the person, when I say they, it's the person you are confronted with right now. Let's say it's timeline D. That's the one you're dealing. It's where you are right now. This person may not choose you, but that is okay, because in timeline F, there is this other version of them already waiting for you. And in that timeline, that person chose with their own conscious mind, or subconscious mind, of course, out of their own free will, they chose to love you as well. And once you have cleared your assumptions, and you don't have to consciously manifest getting there. I mean, the most things we don't manifest consciously, the most things we do manifest subconsciously. But let's say you are now in the energy of love because you have cleared negative assumptions, then you will shift there and you will have your happy end with this person. So if you're enjoying this video so far and maybe already got some valuable information out of it, then please let me know by commenting and liking. That will help me to understand what kind of content you like, and I can create more of it. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please considering subscribing, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. I release content like this all the time on a regular basis, and you don't want to miss that one video that might change your life and shift you to your happy end. So as you probably saw now, if everything is created, there is the time track, let's say version age, just to pick a number, where you already have this happy union with that person. That already exists. It's done. It's finished, which means it is available for you. The only thing that is keeping you from it, well, it's our own assumption. So it's not your person's fault if they're not reaching out. It means that you have something within yourself keeping them away. It might be your own fears of loss, neglect, abandonment. It might be a not so good self-concept and self-confidence. Maybe you're showing the universe, I don't deserve to be treated well. I don't even do it myself. So we have to learn that. Maybe you have negative assumptions about love and men or women and relationships in general. Maybe you have, for example, the assumption love hurts, which will mean that your subconscious mind will do everything it can to keep that evil love away from you, and then you cannot attract your person in. You cannot shift to the timeline where you are with that person, or you hold on to negative assumptions about them, like they are not ready, they are not coming, they are not reaching out, and the universe will say, okay, then you get the timeline where they're not reaching out, because this is where your energy is. Your energy is with them not reaching out. So this is what you create. I was talking about the radio. It's what you tune into. So you have to change your assumptions, and then you can shift to the timeline where you have that happy union that already is available for you. In that timeline, your person is just waiting for you to be ready. So it's not their fault. You are dealing with all of the versions of them that exist with the one that's not calling you, because that is your assumptions. Either you feel unworthy for them, and or you have the assumption they're not doing it. So we have to work on all of that, also the lost energy within ourselves. And once you overcome that, you can shift to the timeline where you have your happy end with your person or twin flame. And it doesn't matter how long you take. It doesn't matter if you haven't seen this person in 5 years, 10 years, 50 years. I have a client. She's been on this journey for 40 years, 40, seriously 40. They were not completely out of contact the entire time. There were always phases where they had contact and then they didn't. They both married other people, both got, well, one got divorced, one turned into a widow, unfortunately, lost their spouse. And then after 40 years, she finally started working on her assumptions with me. And then she got the progress. And after 40 years, for the first time, he told her, well, I've actually always loved you. After 40 years. So no, time does not matter. That timeline exists, and not just one. In my picture, of course, to make it easy, there is one, but there's not one union timeline. It is, let's say there's one timeline where you get union in, right now we have June 2023. So let's say there's one timeline where you get it in July 2023, then there may be one where you get it in October because it's already been written, then one in December, and so on, right? There's different timelines. If you don't get into the energy to manifest union for July, but you still work on it, then you may get the next opportunity where you attract this person, or the next, or you miss one after the next, after the next, after the next, if you stay in this mentality, blaming them and waiting for them to come. This is what we don't want to do. We don't want to wait for them. By that, I don't mean go date other people. If you want them, then this is where your focus should be, and not another person. But shift your focus more to yourself and your own journey, your own assumptions. That is the fastest way to get to the timeline where you can have your happy end. Well, I hope this helped. If it did, then please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, you know the drill. Check out my other content. I have this entire Twin Flame 101 playlist with pretty much every Twin Flame related question you could have. And if you need personal coaching, of course, you can reach out. And I'm sure together we will find those limiting beliefs and assumptions that keep you stuck and away from the happy ending timeline. And we can get you there together, okay? And I either see you in personal coaching or I do see another video. Until then, I wish you all the best now. Bye-bye.